7 hunger signs that tell you your baby is hungry, so you don't have to wait for the crying. Sign 1. Rooting reflex. You gently touch your baby's cheek, and they turn toward it. Their mouth starts to open, like they're searching for something. That is the rooting reflex, and that is your baby's very first, very clearest way of telling you, I'm hungry. This reflex is controlled by the part of the brain that runs our most basic survival functions. The moment your baby feels hungry, it activates on its own, automatically, right from birth. And it stays very strong for about 4 months. Now here's something most parents don't know. This reflex isn't triggered only when you touch the cheek. Even the slightest touch near the lips can set it off. That's why when you're burping your baby on your shoulder and they start trying to suckle your shoulder, that's rooting too. They're telling you something. Practical advice. The moment you see this sign, feed immediately. Don't wait, not even a minute. Sign 2. Hand-to-mouth movement. Your baby keeps bringing their hand toward their mouth, trying to suck their fingers. This is an early hunger signal. Both WHO and lactation consultants include this as a recognized hunger cue. Here's why this happens. When hunger hormones start releasing in your baby's stomach, especially one called ghrelin, their nervous system begins pushing them toward their mouth. And ghrelin? That's the exact same hormone that releases in us before we feel hungry. So your baby is feeling what you feel before a meal. They just have a different way of showing it. One more thing. Newborns usually keep their hands in a fist, but when they try to bring that closed fist to their mouth, that signal is even stronger. Keep in mind, this sign also shows up during teething, so check the last feeding time. If 1.5 to 2 hours have passed, it's hunger. Sign 3. Lip smacking and tongue thrusting. Your baby starts smacking their lips, sticking out their tongue, making little sucking movements with their mouth. This sign means hunger is growing. It's one step beyond rooting. NHS guidelines specifically mention this sign. The part of the brain that regulates hunger and fullness, it's now actively signaling the body that feeding is needed. And your baby is expressing that through these tiny, almost subtle movements. Some babies at this stage also rapidly open and close their eyes, or start looking around, like they're searching for someone. That too is part of the same hunger alert. Don't miss this window. If you see this sign and don't feed, your baby will start crying within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Feed now, and the crying never comes. Sign 4. Body stretching and restlessness. If you can recognize this sign, the next stage won't even get a chance to arrive. Your baby suddenly becomes more active. They stretch their arms and legs. They get restless, can't stay still. This is a mid-level hunger signal. The American Academy of Pediatrics calls it an active hunger cue. When your baby's blood sugar starts to drop slightly, their entire nervous system goes into alert mode. And this restlessness, it's the physical expression of that alert. They're not crying yet, but they are telling you. One really important observation here. If your baby shows this stretching and restlessness during sleep, it doesn't mean they want to wake up. They may be feeling hunger even in a drowsy state. You don't need to fully wake them. Drowsy feeding works just as well. UNICEF's infant feeding guidelines say the same thing. Sign 5. Head turning side to side. Your baby starts turning their head quickly, from one side to the other, like they're searching for something. This is the rooting reflex, but at the next level. Hunger has now reached a moderate stage. Developmental psychology research tells us that this movement is the baby's brain actively trying to locate the nipple or bottle. This isn't random movement. This is a survival instinct. One that evolution has programmed into every baby. And here's something really fascinating. This head turning becomes even more intense when the baby can smell their mother. Newborns identify their mother by scent, and the moment that smell reaches them, the hunger response gets stronger. That's how your baby finds you, without saying a single word. Practical advice. If you start feeding at this point, your baby may be a little frustrated, but they will still latch. Sign 6. Clenched fists and tight body. We've reached the late stage now. You need to move quickly. Your baby's hands start forming fists. Their entire body feels tense. You can see tension on their face. This is a warning. Crying is about to come. When hunger continues for too long, the body releases stress hormones, like cortisol. And when that happens, muscles involuntarily tighten. It's the same mechanism that happens in us during stress, clenching our hands, tightening our jaw. At this stage, your baby's face also starts turning red. because those same stress hormones increase blood circulation throughout the body. If you're seeing clenched fists with a red face, first, spend 1 or 2 minutes calming them through skin-to-skin contact or gentle rocking, then feed. Otherwise, they'll be too agitated to latch properly. Sign 7. Crying, but a specific kind. Yes, crying is on this list too, but it's the very last signal. A hunger cry is rhythmic, repetitive, low-pitched. It is not that sharp, sudden scream that pain produces. The CDC and infant development researchers have documented that a baby's cry pattern changes based on their need. A hunger cry carries a sound, almost like "neh," based on the observations of lactation consultant and parenting researcher Priscilla Dunstan. But here's the problem with reaching the crying stage. If your baby has been crying for a while, they become so exhausted that they fall asleep while feeding, without a full stomach, and then they wake up crying again shortly after. That cycle drains both of you. That's why the previous 6 signs matter so much. They're not crying, they're just hoping you'll notice their small, quiet signal. These 7 signs are your baby's silent language. It starts with the rooting reflex, moves through restlessness, reaches clenched fists, and if you can read these signs, crying doesn't even have to happen. This skill doesn't come in one night, but the day it does, you'll realize your baby was talking to you all along. You just needed to learn their language. Today, you know it. If this video helped you, please do like it. Tell us in the comments which of these signs you noticed first, and write your baby's name too. We would love to know. For so many parents, it's the first time they realize their baby was telling them, and they just hadn't heard it yet. Subscribe, because we bring this kind of scientifically accurate parenting information every single week.